Welcome back to the Rain Dance Ranch. So here are the results of potting the damaged, sick, who knows what is wrong with him, golden barrel into a pot. Now, I planted some plants that are going to need a little more water than what you typically want to give the golden barrel. So this is just a big experiment. I imagine that it will be okay, at least for the winter growing season, which is about to commence. And I also, because this may not make it, I mean, by Christmas time, it could just be totally dead and I'm going to have to pull it out and it might mess up the other plants. So I decided to put plants in that could probably handle being disturbed. Like this right here. This is a very San Diego type succulent in terms of it being super soft, and it just, looks like the kind of succulents you see growing all over San Diego, Southern California, in that region that just, they grow like weeds practically. And if you are watching any kind of channel talking about succulents and they show you some picture of like the Arizona desert, and that is where these kind of plants thrive in, I assure you that is not the case. Most succulents die off when it gets too hot. They can't take it. And even if you have them on a patio in the summertime, they just die off here. They are actually very difficult to grow. Now, during the winter, if you planted them in October and you're keeping them in a beautiful patio arrangement on your patio table or wherever, somewhere on your patio, and maybe they get a little more sun in the winter, you could have some really nice looking succulents, but they will not make it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I've been digging in the dirt. They probably won't make it, or you'll lose half of them over the summer. They will struggle. So I am working on finding succulents. San Diego succulents is what I call them. The succulents that we all want, that grow great in San Diego and are almost impossible everywhere else, unless you have a really nice grow room that you can adjust all of the conditions to favor the succulents, which I'm working on that. So that way I can use succulents kind of as an annual that can sit out on the porch or get some sun, sit in some sunnier areas during the winter in Phoenix. And then come, mid-April, I have found some of them are fine a little past that, but past mid-April, going into May, they start struggling, the succulents. I can't remember what I had. Like I had that aeonium with the kiwi aeonium, which I love dearly. They're just so hard to keep. And actually that one did okay for me for a little while. Longer than some of the other ones. And then those purple echeveria things, and they just all struggle. And I did do good with, there's Haworthia, and then there's another one that looks like a Haworthia, but it starts with, it's something else. And I'm sorry I don't have it right here with me right now. There are some that do good, and I've discovered a few, and I'm going to continue to work on that, but I'm not investing a lot of time or money in it. Just FYI. Now, these particular succulents thrive in Phoenix, Arizona. They readily pup out from leaves. And all of these two that I have here, I planted one on the other side. Did I cover up? What did I do with it? Uh-oh. Well, anyways, I accidentally buried some. I forgot I had done that. So here's a leaf. You just throw it down and it will start growing. You know, just like in the videos of all of the people that talk about how to propagate. Just get a leaf and throw it down there and it'll start growing. And I'm like, it doesn't work in Phoenix very well. I've got to figure something out for that. But maybe I'm just going to have to do it all indoors. But these work. Now, if anybody knows what these are called, again, I'm going to be investigating it. That would be wonderful. But they do get, these are kind of on the droopy side. But let me show you how they grow. So I planted these from leaves about a year ago. I think I had like a couple of leaves in there. I can't tell. Sometimes you can still see. But yeah, and look at how this is growing. It has a nice vertical growth. But then it will start to hang too, but it sort of wants to grow vertical at first. Vertical and out, I guess. So I do love these, and I can't find what they're called. I've seen some that are similar, but they don't have the same exact leaf structure. And I mean, they're kind of like a teardrop. I don't know, but then they're kind of like, to me, they look more like spearheads. And they don't match. I think there was some that were called arrowhead and spearhead, or arrowhead and teardrop or something like that. And this just didn't look like them when I looked it up. And I may spend some more time on that, but I couldn't make a positive identification of what this is. So if anybody knows, please let me know, because this stuff grows really well in Phoenix. And I have some more that I've propagated that are growing, and I'm going to sell them on eBay and offer up once they get slightly larger, and once we get a little further into October, probably mid to the end of October, I will list them, and they'll be a little more grown out and fuller in their little cups like this. But I don't want to sell these because I need to create some mother plants that I have permanently. So I'm going to put this guy in another pot. And then, again, I've got some more growing that will be available for sale, probably for no more than $2 each. And if I list them on eBay, it'll be like 3 for $6 kind of a thing. And they'll come in these little cups. And I may sell the little leaves kind of cheap. So anyways, that is one of the plants that has gone into this container that does really good in Phoenix. And then these are, let me get it back. Those are petunias that I grew from seed, and they germinated about 3 weeks ago. We might be pushing a month, but I think a little less than a month. And usually when you get them at the store, they're more like maybe 6 to 8 weeks. I don't know. It's hard to say for sure, but they're a little more grown on, and so you pay more, and that's good too, because then you start getting flowers sooner, and they do tend to start flowering kind of soon. So I'm hoping in a couple of weeks these will start flowering. They may not be grown in full, but I do know what these will do just because they're petunias, and they might be slightly different than Other varieties, a little pickier, a little slower growing, I may have to deadhead them. These are, I can't remember what they're called, but they're like a coral color, so they're sort of like a peachy, salmony, kind of orangey, salmony color, as far as I know, which I love. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if these go, and I can water them as much as they need without killing this guy. Probably not the best decision. These guys here can go a long time without water. They're amazing. And you can water them a little more and they're happy. They're like agave. Just water them when you feel like it, kind of a plant, which is amazing in the desert or anywhere. I'm probably going to make a no-fail plant package to sell to people. Now this one, I have no idea how this guy is going to go. And I probably should have stuck another one in here. I might go get another one and stick it in there. But these I started from seed too about a month ago. And they seem a little weak. The stems seem a little weak. And I really don't know what to attribute that to. I'm going to have to do some more experimentation before I make that determination. And what it is it's a Sweet William or a Dianthus. And they're like the pinks blend. So they came in like pink and magenta and like, I don't know, various different shades of pink. I don't know if there was 2 or 3 in the package. It was one of those blended packages, so I don't know exactly what color this specific one is going to be. And I may go grab another one and slip him in here. I just want to see how these do because I've never grown them. And by the way, Dianthus is a type of carnation. Carnation is technically a Dianthus. They're in the same family. And I do really love their flowers. I mean, they really are pretty. So, again, this is really a big experiment. Let's see what I can make happen. And it'll be interesting to see how this looks. But I estimate that by February, March, this is just going to be totally filled in and beautiful, and it'll probably look beautiful, start looking filled in and beautiful by Halloween, somewhere around Halloween, or it'll really start taking off after Halloween. In my experience, these petunias really start taking off and looking amazing in Halloween. So basically, if you can get these going in late September, early October, then you're going to have gorgeous flowers until May. And then they start, almost everything that looks good during the winter starts to fizzle out in May, but they still kind of look good in May. This is years of growing. I'm not scientific about it, but I have been growing all kinds of stuff in Phoenix for the longest time. And I really hope to help people know what to expect from certain types of plants that they plant. For example, I've never grown them, but I've tried to grow them in the spring, and everybody that has successfully grown strawberries here says you got to plant them in the fall. And then hopefully you can keep them alive in the summer. So you've got to be ready to over-summer your strawberries. And that's why all my strawberries failed in the past, because I didn't know what I was doing. And those were back in the days when we didn't have the internet and you could just look it up. But even with the internet, there's still so much missing information about specific plants. And so I'm hoping to experiment with a lot of plants and see what I can get going. And some of them will be more succulents. Which ones are a little easier to grow in Phoenix, like this guy that I do not know the name of, and I call it, did I mention this? I call this one String of Spears. Because I don't know what to call it. Okay. So I'll give you an update in another 2 weeks, month, something like that. Show you how this thing came along, what happened with the poor little golden barrel guy. And thanks for stopping by. And remember, when it rains, go out and dance. Thanks. Bye.